Thanks for taking a few minutes to let us show you what is live in the app today. We're not showing you static design images. Everything we show you is working in the app right now. We have spent literally hundreds and hundreds of hours in immersion with our users, with moms and with dads, as they told us what they needed from technology to help them in their parenting journey. And so everything we show you is what they've told us they needed. Now, I've asked Bruce to record the app on his phone, just as a user would experience it. Let's jump in.
All right, thanks, Phil. So I'm really excited to just take a tour of the app. Across the top, you'll see a news feed for you and each of your children according to their age, gender, and special needs. So you can click on them, and I'll demo that. You can click on them and see relevant information for that age of child. As well as you can bring in and import content. You can see content from blog posts, from YouTube, even from Instagram. And if you find something that you like, you just click into it. Maybe this is a long form piece of content. You can click into it. You can see that this is what we call a reader view, and it allows you to just read the content and highlight the content as well as listen to the content, which is really cool because then now you can multitask and do different things and highlight the pieces that you want. And we'll demo why that is important. So let's take a listen. Let's listen to the artificial intelligence voice that is immediately available on any content that you bring into the platform.
100 everyday ways to strengthen your child's mental health. Inside. Every day is an opportunity for parents and caregivers to provide the best gift possible, a strong foundation for a child's mental health. If you had only one wish for your child's future.
So you could see there that Bruce was able to adjust the speed that he was listening to. And what we heard from parent after parent in our interviews is they're busy. They're on the go. They wanted something that they could listen to while they're waiting in line to pick the children up from school or running to the store. And so as Bruce said, all content that comes into the platform, you're able to now listen to the audio, which makes the user experience. We're hearing this from users on the platform today. They love the efficiency that this gives them.
All right, let's take a look at the highlighting feature. So you can see I'm highlighting some content there. And then what I can do with this highlight is actually see, I just clicked on add to comment. And now I can add a comment to that highlight, and I can send that highlight to my wife or anybody across the top. We call them our circle of trust. So any groups, any individuals, you can easily send pieces of content directly to your circle of trust.
The thing I love about this feature is it fosters connection. Now you're talking to those individuals that are most important in your life that are also on the platform. You can communicate without leaving the platform by sharing content directly one to another. It's about parents connecting, parenting partners connecting with the technology. So together they're on the same page. Users have told us this is what they wanted, so we've built it.
Yeah, and most people in the past have just used the share extension to just share content out, just a link. And it's like, well, what about this content do you really want me to read? And now you can just highlight it and say, this is what I want you to focus on, and have a conversation on that. The next thing that I want to demo is that red save button down at the bottom. So I'll click on that. And now you can see that you can save your content for later. So maybe you didn't have time to read it and you just want to save it for later. So after you put the kids to bed or tomorrow or whatever, you can just save it for later. As well as you can save the content. If you don't want to save it for later, you can save it directly to one child, multiple children, and even a playbook by topic. So it's really flexible in that sense.
I love this notification. You're seeing a couple of notifications right there on the screen now. And we do that because if you're following, let's say, a certain professional, or you're following your circle of trust, 3, 4, 5 people, you're going to be notified when they post content, so you can view that content. We know that's going to be important to you. However, we are aware of notification fatigue, it's called. And so you can easily select what you want to be notified of and what you don't want to be notified about. And so this lets you, though, stay connected to that circle of trust when they post content. If you want to see it, you'll quickly know. One tap, you're in, looking at what they found important.
And some people have said, well, if I'm commenting and sending highlights on one specific piece of content, how do I go back and find that later? Yes, you can find that in your playbooks, but we've also created a way to see that in your DMs to this individual or group. So not only do you have a direct message right there, but you also have a message on all content. So you can see the highlight I just sent to my wife and all other chat messages and highlights on that content. And then as you easily go back to this, you can click on that highlight and it takes you right back to that content.
People really, we're seeing this from the data, people really love the fact that you can communicate inside the platform without jumping out to text or to Messenger or to any one of a number of other platforms. What the market told us repeatedly, this was a trend or a theme we saw through interview after interview, that they wanted the ability to have a platform that was compartmentalized, meaning all things parenting based could be moved to one location. So now we've made it easy so you can actually communicate on content or just communicate inside the platform through the communication feature. And again, the response from the market has been overwhelmingly positive.
All right, next, let's take a look at my child's newsfeed. So this is for Leo. You can see there's different forms of content again. And what I wanted to show you here as well as you can select different topics for that child or unselect topics that you just don't want to see for that child's newsfeed. So your newsfeed will get better and better as time goes on.
And this is using artificial intelligence. I want to stress that the more someone uses the platform, the modeling or the platform learns the content you want to see. So now we're able to deliver information that really gives the user an experience of, wow, it's like they know my child. Wow, it's like they know my family. It will become that targeted and specific to the user, and we're able to do that today.
Okay, the next thing that we'd like to take a look at is the Collaborator piece. So you can see I just clicked on my child's playbook. And if I click into my child's playbook, then you can see at the top, there's a way to collaborate with people. So I'm going to pause here and you can see that you can give different types of permissions to other people, a viewer, a contributor, or a co-parent. And so if you have a co-parent that you're co-parenting with, you can add content together and they'll get notified of that content whenever you add it in. As well as you can add maybe you're working with a professional with that child, and they can also add content to that playbook for that child.
This collaboration feature is really important when we come back to this theme of connection. Collaboration is about connection. It's about being on the same page. It's about moving forward together. And we've built this feature and additional features into the platform that allow collaboration around this subject matter that's really, really important individually, one family at a time.
Now let's look at the collaboration on the playbooks. So I just clicked into my toddler playbook there, and you can see I've got 5 people collaborating on this toddler playbook. These are my wife's siblings and their spouses. We all have toddlers, and so we all know how it goes with toddlers. And we're just collaborating on that content around toddlers, and it's quite fun to do that.
Our team really, as we've looked at again this user feedback and this ability to connect, something that's really important to understand is that when someone pulls in data to the platform, when they create a news feed, if Bruce, as an example, has a child that's 4 years old that has a challenge and they're seeking solutions, when he brings in content, that information is now available to any parent in the world that has a 4-year-old. And so this becomes a really powerful tool to bring the best information available that is actually vetted by other parents as being something that they found useful so that you can consider using it yourself.
All right, let's keep going. So the next thing I want to demo is the Explorer. So I clicked on the magnifying glass, the search down at the bottom, and then I clicked into elementary. So there's different forms of content, like I said earlier, but you can see that we also collect hashtags that are related to elementary. So you have elementary behavior, and then you can just explore different content. And you can see there's a lot of posts. We have just over about 6,000 pieces of content currently, and then that is growing as people use the platform.
We love the fact that we're seeing daily more and more content coming into the platform, which gives the database the ability to grow and allows us to get better and better at delivering targeted information to a user because that database is growing daily.
So this is another way that we can also bring in content. Well, I'll show you a way that we can bring in content through our internal browser Google search. So I just searched for potty training. If you find something that you like, you can see that this is a regular piece of content. And then I clicked at the bottom there, save to parent playbook. You save it to parent playbook. We do all the rest. We bring in the image, the title, the source, all the text as well. And then you can save it to your playbook or your child.
If you think about it, what is it that you hear, or even your own user experience with the internet? You see information and then you can't find it again. Well, with a couple of clicks, you can bring in information from anywhere, whether that's Instagram, whether that's Pinterest, whether that's YouTube, whether that's a podcast, whether that's a blog. Through one click or a few clicks, you're able to bring that content into a playbook, and now forever, you know where to find that information all inside one platform.
Another way that we can bring in content is just if you're searching on your own browser, so an external browser, then you can also use the share extension. And then right there, you can click on parent playbook and it automatically does its thing and brings in the content. You save it to a playbook again for your child or by topic or both. And now you have the content. Once it's in, you can click on it. And now you can do all the other stuff that I shared with you before. You can highlight, you can chat with people, and you can listen to the content.
I love this feature. What Bruce just demonstrated is you can go into Google without leaving the platform. You can go into any website all while in the platform. You're not having to jump out into Safari or into your mobile phone browser. You're able to, right from the platform, jump anywhere on the web, jump out, and then bring that content back in. Another thing that we're excited about is shortly we're going to have the ability, we're actually building it now and testing it with users, where they can bring or create their own content inside the platform and share it with their circle of trust or the entire Parent Playbook community.
Okay, the last thing that I would like to show you is the exclusive invite. So at the top left, you can see that there's a red dot. If you click there, then you have access to the exclusive invite link. And if you want to invite your spouse, your family members, your sisters, whoever you want to invite to be collaborators on the app and just collaborate with on the app, then you can do that. You can send them a link, just a link, or you can actually send them a link that gives them access to be a collaborator for your children's playbooks and also playbooks by topic. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So you can easily give them permissions for those playbooks so they can easily collaborate with you. This is really cool technology. It's called a dynamic link. And so after you send that to them, well, I'll just show you this right here. I'll pause right here because you can send this link to anybody with any tool. You don't have to sync the contacts. You can send them through a messenger, text message, or Slack or Messenger. And then once you send it off, then they can just click on that link. It automatically sends them to the correct Play Store. So whether it's Google or Apple, and this is what it looks like when they get the invite. They click on it, they go to the correct Play Store, and then once they create their account, they can immediately see access to the children's playbooks and also playbooks by topic. And that is just a really cool technology. So we're excited about that technology to invite our circle of trust. And this is just a small portion of what we've built so far. And we're just really excited to get it out to the world.
We're really excited about what Bruce is just showing you because, again, this is not theory. This is in the hands of a small group of users as we get ready to bring this technology, which we've just shown you, to the entire world. And we're excited because what we're showing you is a small portion of what's available today to our users. But in the interest of time, we've focused on what we think are some of the most powerful tools. Our team has the experience, it has the credentials to continue forward in building a parent empowerment platform to help families all over the world, one family at a time. So we invite you now to become a part owner of Parent Playbook and the technology that we've built and the technology that we are building. We welcome your backing through an investment and invite you to join us now. Thanks so much for the support. Talk soon.